Hey, what's up, YouTube and Triple T members? Jeremy Barber here, owner of Trade in the Trend chat room on Discord. The link is in the description. We got a free 7-day trial. Come check us out, risk free. Today, I wanted to talk about what it takes to be successful. Not necessarily trading stocks, but pretty much in anything you do in life. To be successful, there's tons of hard work that goes into it. A little bit of luck, but mostly hard work. And those are things you typically don't see. A professional trader, you don't see them studying for hours and hours and sleeping 2, 3, 4 hours a night because they're up studying charts or testing out a new theory. Professional athletes, you don't see them in the gym. You don't see them lifting weights. You don't see any of the hard work behind the scenes. Doctors, you see them performing surgeries. You don't see the years of medical school. And pretty much whatever it is you choose to do, it's not going to be easy. To be good at something, you have to practice and you have to put in the time to be successful. And if you don't, you're never going to achieve the levels that you want. It takes hard work and hours and hours and hours to be successful, to even be semi-successful. You pretty much have to commit to that being a second job. Treat it like a job. If you ever want to be or trade for a living, you have to treat it like a job or it'll never become a job. If you just treat it like, something that you do every once in a while and, you're not ever looking at charts, you're not keeping up with, current events, things like that, it's not going to work out. You have to put in the effort and the work day after day, week after week, month after month. It doesn't come easy. You don't just download an app and go into it and start making money. I know many people have over the last 9, 10 months with the way the market's been, but that's just not realistic. If you could talk to any of the top traders, they would tell you that they've put in years of study time, of testing theories. It doesn't just happen. Most of those people have blown up accounts. They've gone through several accounts. Who knows how much money they've lost in the process to become a good trader. And all those things are necessary. You have to go through the motions time after time after time until it just becomes almost second nature, and that's this last week where the market's been down, I that was pretty easy to see that something like that was coming just because of the repetition. And I've seen it so many times that it was, without even looking at charts, I could see it. The volume drying up the previous week. That was a huge indicator for me. Anytime the volume starts disappearing, that means you don't have people buying. You don't have people investing more money into the market. It's drying up, and then you start getting a sell-off, and that's what we saw. And just things like that, little things that I've seen in the past. You start picking up on it more easily. But if I didn't have the time invested and the years studying, that would have just gone under my radar, and I would have been just as surprised as everybody else. But I used to sleep maybe 3, 4 hours a night, and I was reading charts the rest of the time, or looking up different chart patterns, or I was looking up different moving averages or different strategies and testing them out, back testing them, see how they work with the current market. And that's things you have to do, whether they work or they don't work. You seeing them work or not work, gives you an advantage. Gives you an advantage over the next person. this, just like anything else, it's every person for themselves. The best person's going to get the job, the most money. The athlete, they're going to be starting. But it all comes down to your work ethic and what you put into the game, because it's nothing more than that. Effort. You put in the effort. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world. You just have to put in the effort day after day and stick to it. You're not going to get rich off of one trade, 1 week. It doesn't happen. It to live the rest of your life and not have to make any more money at all, you need probably a few million, honestly. And a few million is not going to happen overnight unless you're going all in on an option play and you're starting with, a few 100,000, then maybe one trade. But that's also a recipe to lose all of that. It's the daily grind, the daily work that's put in, and nobody sees that. All y'all see is whenever I post my account and I show you how much money I've made over the last week, over the last month, since the beginning of the year. You see that and think, well, I want to do that. But you don't see, I mean, the years, 4 or 5 years that I put in studying, that I've not slept. I, you know, you have to do that. You have to put in the hours or you won't be successful. The potential reward for this job is like no other job. I mean, you can't go to any job and walk in and make 10, 20, $50,000 in a day. It's not going to happen. And so that's why I put in the work to do this. That sitting there and I'm looking at it knowing that that's a possibility for me was huge. And that was worth missing a few hours of sleep. It's you when that's what's at stake, why not take that chance? I mean, those hours of sleep, yeah, you might be a little tired, but what's that once you're successful and you can go and make $10,000 in a single day on a single trade? That's nothing. Those few hours of sleep that you missed out on. Put in the work and you will be rewarded. You have to put in the work though. If you're not putting in the work, it's not gonna you're not gonna go anywhere. You have to stay constantly grinding, constantly working. And if you do that, then all things are possible. I'm proof of that this year, that putting in the time and effort is can be rewarded hugely. I never anticipated being here right now, but I'd always hoped I would be. And now here we are. So that's pretty much all I had. I just wanted y'all to think, or I didn't want y'all to think that, I just rolled out of bed and all of a sudden started making all this money, because that's not how it happens at all. It's the time and hours put in, the frustration. I mean, it's all part of it. And now I'm finally towards the end of, seeing the actual reward. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm starting to see it actually, that hard work actually pay off. And it's a great feeling, but also keeps me motivated even more to keep pushing to see where this can take me. And I'm excited. So I'll continue pushing day after day, and that's what you need to do also. Just look at that potential reward out there for you. And that should be enough to motivate you each day to open up your app, look at the charts, and study. Study all the time. Any free time you have, instead of watching Netflix or just sitting there scrolling through social media, study. Put that time to good use, and you know it it will be rewarded. So that's it for that. Again, the link to our Discord room is in the video description. If y'all see anybody out there, I know this last week has been pretty rough. You see anybody out there that's struggling on social media and any of your Facebook groups, stock twits, send them the link to one of my videos. That's what I'm here for, to help speed up the process, make it streamlined for them, and hopefully save them some time. Because, like I said, the time and effort put in is going to be tremendous already. But if you're wasting time running around and looking at random things and it's not making sense to you, you're wasting your time. It looks like you're doing something, but you're really wasting your time. You got to make sure your time is being used on things that you can understand as a new trader. And that's what, I think I'm putting together here, is something that, if this is your first day, it makes sense to you. It's not over your head. Thanks for joining. Good luck and stay green.